Hey everybody, this is Bob Quinlan with Freeform Praise, episode 01. Don't you know? Freeform Praise is a series that is going to be geared at creating stanzas of lyrics from the Sunday scripture readings and then creating, of course, music to wrap around that and then basically looping it, repeating it, but then looking at modifications for that stanza of music in what we call open worship. And so then further identifying what kind of modification is that. And so categorizing these types of modifications so that we get good at them and then we can apply them to other songs, other stanzas, more ad hoc, at will, more spontaneously. So, as some would call it, spontaneous worship or free form praise. It's not free of any forms. It's freely applying the forms or spontaneously applying the techniques that you've learned in praise. You can always just kind of try to make it up completely and go with the Spirit, as they say, but the Spirit doesn't have to respond, right? So you're going to have to times try to sing on your own and make something up that's praiseworthy and fun and sort of creative and things like that. So this is trying to learn ahead of time what some of those things are, kind of like dance steps that you would freely apply in the moment that you've already learned. So that's the idea. So the one we're doing tonight is just from a couple weeks ago. It's a simple little thing, and we'll get to it right in 1 second. So the first one we're going to look at is just called Works of the Lord, and it's just simple. It's just A, D, and E. Do not forget the works of the Lord, the works of the Lord. Do not forget the works of the Lord, how faithful the works of the Lord are true. The works of the Lord are constant. The works of the Lord are loving. And do not forget the works of the Lord. But so what I'll build in is pre-recorded sections where I've already added in the loop. So the loop's just the do not forget the works of the Lord. It has a kind of call and response. Do not, and someone else could sing forget. And that would give somebody, a little bounce action in the band, as it were. But others in the crowd could do the same, and it might give them a reason to sing. Sometimes doesn't feel there's a reason to sing. But the next is, so that would just be looping. That's the basic stanza line. And then the works of the Lord could be drawn out. That would be another little method, simple, but, stretching. The works of the Lord. Instead of the works of the Lord are faithful, because then you're just going right into something. So there'd be another group of people. I know this can be simple, but it's a knowable technique. And once you have 30 of them in your head, it's good to remember. So there's a stretch there, and then there's a modification or there's a freely chosen expression that it wouldn't have to be faithful, true, constant, loving. Those would just be things that you could start with, but then people could start to offer their own expressions of the works of the Lord that they are praising God for. So there's a long list, right? So there's not set that for. So they could just keep going and keep going on that. So that's just the start. So right there we got a stanza, we got a call and response, we got a stretch, and we've got a selective choice. I don't have a category for that yet, but that's the point. So the point of this is to be getting together with a couple other people, and it's a little bit like Lectio Divina or a Sunday scripture reflection. You're going to read through, select one simple stanza. You can get more, but one would be enough, and then create your chord progression, your melody, as it were, and then start. Once you do that a couple times, you'll be looking for something to add to it. But we're not trying to create a song that's bam, 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 like, oh, then we have verses. We're just trying to identify modifications that you can elect to do or not to do. And then we're going to see, well, what works well together and things like that. But that'll come later. So anyway, that's it for episode 1. And we'll see where we go from here. So do not forget the works of the Lord. The works of the Lord are faithful. The works of the Lord are true. The works of the Lord are constant. The works of the Lord are loving. All right. Thanks for joining. See you soon. Take care.